Take Gotham from the corrupt, the rich, the oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity, and we give it back to you, the people.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I'm Matt. I've got a perspective on things.
What's going on? My name's Ray, and I've got a perspective on things as well, man. We have the most exciting, most entertaining, most over-the-top show planned for you tonight. If you are not ready for this, you better check your pulse. You better check and make sure you're alive, because this is going to be the greatest show we have ever had in the history of Plausible Foolishness. I don't want to spoil the surprise yet. I don't want to blow it up yet, but we have an amazing guest. But before we get to this guest, before we explode your brains with the intensity that's about to go down, you got to follow us everywhere, man. Make sure you head over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness to check out Plausible Foolishness. Make sure you head over to all the socials. We are everywhere, and we are expanding faster than the universe right now. We're the fastest growing conservative talk show on twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. So download that app. And make sure you give us a follow, a like, and a subscribe, man. You just got to give us some love, man. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are everywhere. We are the I'm probably the second most hated person on TikTok at the Strong One. So head over there, check out the Strong One. Check out our Plausible Foolishness TikTok. We're on Parler now. We're on Parler. Mm-hmm. We're taking over Parler. We're over on News Clapper. I'm over on News Clapper now. I got to get you over News Clapper.
Never heard of it.
It is the Americanized version of TikTok, so you don't get spied on by the Chinese. So News Clapper is the new one, man. So they hit me up over there, so I'm starting some stuff over there. But guys, make sure you check us out everywhere. And without further ado, let me set this up. This up.
Set it up.
Okay, here's the reality of the situation. Okay? Woo! Already? Just fired up already? Yeah. Speaking of Hogan, that's actually perfect timing.
Yes. This ghost, thank you for the subscribe.
Appreciate you, brother. And we haven't even started yet. We haven't even showed you the third man, brother. So the most impactful moment. What? Where are we? What's happening today, man? We blowing up today?
The third man just hit us up.
Oh, the third man hit us up. Thanks, third man. We appreciate you, man. Now, the most impactful moment in wrestling, undoubtedly, was the moment that the NWO was formed. Now, me, you know where we stand. We're very NWO. Blowing it up today. Everybody's blowing up today. You just put the third man on.
Flipping 2 a.m. Thank you for the subscribe.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
I wonder if we can actually finish this show ever.
Listen. We're just gonna get to it. The third man in the NWO was Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan himself. This start. Flexecutioner. So we're not going to delay anymore. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. I would like to give a big Plausible Foolishness welcome to Topher Music in the house. Welcome to the show, baby.
What's up, everyone? What's going on, man? What's going on? How y'all feeling?
You've already sent us over the top.
Yep. Self-76, thanks for the sub. We got a lot of real Americans in here.
Listen.
I'm going to have to mute the alert box if we're ever going to get through this.
Topher, you've only been on for 30 seconds, and you added like 5 paid subscribers to us, man. What's going on around here, bro?
Man, they say that, sexy sells, man. I think it's the Blanta get up, man. A lot of people are into this, I guess some type of aphrodisiac when it comes to Santa being a black guy. I don't know. I feel like it makes people just go, So, hey, if I can help you guys out, it is what it is, man.
I appreciate you, man.
I'm just glad to be here. I always tell people, man, Strong One was one of the first people I literally followed on TikTok simply because of liberal logic every time. simple. I was like, who is this guy? And I loved how you always did the video with the faces that just kind of go spiraling out. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, man,
Oh
this
yeah.
dude is hilarious.
Listen,
So
that all started here, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a massive fan of you. I've always been a fan of you. I think we got kind of thrown into. I don't know if you've heard of the intellectual dark web online, which is kind of like this ragtag group of people that actually are like real liberals that are not like these progressive psychos that are out there, like the Ben Shapiro's and all that stuff like that. I think that there's an underground intellectual dark web, but it's with dark people that happen to be conservatives. So like it's me and you and like a lot of guys that are out there who are doing this up, and we're enemy number one on TikTok, which is fun. But you are blowing it up, man. You got 500,000 followers on TikTok. That's insane, dude. But right out the gate, before we get started, who the heck are you? Where the heck are you from? Tell us about you. I want to know the story so that our guys know a little bit more about you, man.
yeah, absolutely. Humble cat. I always say humble. Look how humble I am, guys. Look. Grew up in Mississippi, rural parts of Mississippi. Like when you think of Mississippi and the Delta, the parts that you see in movies,
Yeah.
that's the part I grew up in. Nothing going on, nothing but us in the woods and gardens and a bunch of vegetables and cattle and everything else you can think of, man. Farm life, and I hated it. It's like, dude, it's it's freaking 100 degrees outside at nighttime. Like, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
And why do I live here? And why do I have to deal with this and all this stuff, man? So, at a very young age, I started questioning, like, why God, why did you put me in this place of all the places, right? I know my cousins lived in Chicago, which I didn't know at the time, but I was just like, man, they live in the city. They can walk places.
Yep.
Here, I'm afraid to walk to my sister's house because I feel like I'm gonna be pounced by a coyote or something, and it just doesn't feel safe.
Sure.
So yeah, I was always the white kid, and yeah, they got me in a lot of trouble more often than not.
Yeah.
But that carried on to my adulthood, and like I said, when I became an adult, I joined the military a year or two into college. I realized fast that health insurance is very important,
Yep.
and I didn't have it at the time. So let me go get some. Let me get a job. Not complain that I don't have it and go
Yep.
take it for somebody else,
Yep.
but let me go get a job that provides that. So I went and joined, and it also allowed me the opportunity to get a foundation up under myself, and that's where I met my wife in college, and from there I got married, had kids.
Nice.
But while I was in military, that's when I kind of got more involved into politics, and that's where I realized that I was a conservative, but didn't know I
What?
was a conservative.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, yes.
You are the wrong color for to be a conservative. What's going on there, man?
It's simple. Well, actually, I found out I was a Republican before I found out I was a conservative.
What?
To be honest, yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
to be
goodness.
honest, I was in the military. I remember him specifically, like just plain as day, Specialist Melton. He was an atheist and everything. He used to always come to me with just issues and ask me my opinion.
Yeah.
Eventually, I got to the point I was like, I don't know. Let me go research and give you something. So next time you come to me, I can have a rebuttal or whatever.
Yeah.
And that got me into the habit of just doing analysis, research, and diving into studies
Yeah.
because I'm also a person that hate not knowing things.
Amen.
But the poisonous side of that is the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know.
Amen.
So you get into this just rabbit hole of just like just going all day, right?
Yes.
But when I learned what the Republican Party was about versus the Democrat Party, right? That's why I was like, why are we voting Democrat? Like literally,
Yep.
Republicans are pro God. You might would just say pro religion.
Mhm.
Democrats are trying to get rid of it.
Yep.
Republicans are pro life. Democrats are trying to destroy kids.
Yep.
And all this other stuff, pro limited government. Democrats is like big government. I'm like, I don't understand why we vote Democrat, So that's when I was like, no, I'm gonna vote Republican.
Yep.
I voted for Trump in 2016.
There you go.
Proud that I voted for Trump in 2016. I do not regret my vote.
Amen.
And another thing is, people forget I was in the military and I worked in the intel field.
Mhm.
So literally, my job was top secret clearance working for NSA. So when it comes to OPSEC and emails and stuff like that, there's no way I can vote for a crook like Hillary because if I would have done just this amount of what she did,
Yep.
y'all wouldn't even know who I am today. Trust me. That's how it works. It's like there's no way you can get away with what she did off server, creating your own server for the love of Christ,
Yep.
and just sending emails, not responding to Benghazi, like anything
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, man. I would be under the jail. So I couldn't, with a clear conscience, vote for her.
Yep.
So I voted for Trump. But since Trump's been in office, I've been looking at him like, oh, I really like this dude.
Yep.
He's really against the establishment. Like people talk about draining the swamp and stuff,
Yep.
but he's really draining the swamp.
Yep.
It doesn't look like that on the surface,
Yep.
but if you really look into what he's doing a lot of work in the background.
Mhm.
I didn't become I didn't identify as a conservative until December 2019
Mhm.
when I pretty much started doing my political content on TikTok.
Mhm.
And the reason I started doing that is because I don't know. It's just someone I think it was Conscious Lee, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I hate to put him up, but he came across my For You page, and he was talking about the people that's gonna be kicked off of food stamps due to the changes the Trump administration will make it. And I was like, no, that's not at all who's gonna be kicked off the food stamps.
Yep.
Why are you making this story up?
Yep.
And I'm a big advocate of I hate seeing false information just float around. So I was like, okay, let me correct him, make this video. I didn't know at the time that you can pause the video, cut it, and come back. I didn't know none of that.
Yep.
So I'm just over there blabbing off at the mouth, just all kind of craziness and off topic. But the point was made, right?
Yep.
Made the video, got a couple comments, a pretty good feedback, and I was like, do people really like what I have to say? Because I'm not used to getting that, right?
Yep.
I've been on Instagram for years.
Yep.
I think I had 1,000 followers when I got on TikTok.
Yep.
Like for years, struggling to get stuff, struggling to get
Yep.
people to support my content. And when I got on TikTok and made that video, it was like I think I got like 500 likes or something. Like 500 likes.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Oh.
5 likes.
I know.
Bro, how many zeros again?
Yep.
1, 2.
Yep.
So I did that, and I was like, okay, let me try this again, because someone called me out, and that was what his name is, indisputable. You know what I'm talking about? What's his name?
Yeah, he's missing a few brain cells, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He texts me on everything, and then I rebut his stuff, and then he goes away, and it's like, no.
But anyway, that guy tagged me in a video, and he was talking about food stamps.
Mhm.
And then I had to respond to him and say, no, there's actually a higher percentage of black people on food stamps when we talk about population wise.
Yep.
And then, because they were trying to say that food stamps was invented for white people, but, blamed on black people.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, whatever. It's just a whole conversation. I was just like, dude. So I
Revisionist
corrected him
history.
on that. And then that was like the second video. Then from then on, eventually I just like, dude, I feel like I can do this,
And you're
because I'm
doing
so
well.
used to speaking out and people not listen to what I have to say. Like as soon as I say something, they tell me to shut up, go back to your closet. No
Yep.
one told you to come out and play.
Yep.
So I would do that to keep the peace, right?
Yep.
And then I've tried that multiple times, and I just kind of it's like okay, whatever. But
Yep.
this time when I was on TikTok, it just eventually clicked and said, bro, like, what's the point in keeping peace if I die on my deathbed and all I have is regrets, right?
Amen.
It's like at some point you have to think about self.
Yep.
And I was like, I served in the military. I fought for the freedom to have this.
Thank
Yet
you for
I'm
your
not
service, by the
utilizing
way.
the Constitution. Oh,
Thank you
appreciate
so
you, sir.
much. Seriously.
So I was like, I got to do something about this, man. And that's when I went in there. I was like, you know what? It's it. I won't let nobody tell me anything. I don't care if they call me Uncle Tom. I don't care if they call me sellout.
Yep.
I don't care what my family and friends think.
Yep.
At this point, either you're going to ride with me or you're not.
Yep.
And I'm glad I made that decision because now we're 500,000 strong, baby. I'm
Yep.
over here
Yep.
on the Plausible Foolishness podcast.
Thank you.
And my world can be in a better place, man. I'm literally interviewing true heroes. Like
Yep.
I don't even have a full blown TV station or nothing,
Yep.
but I have grown such a platform that I'm able to talk about the things that I love, that's near and dear to me,
Yep.
that I think align with conservative values that we diminish and we don't talk about all the time. So, I just thank God that He has blessed me with the platform, man. But that's a little bit about me. Also, I'm a hip hop artist. Meant to throw that in there
Oh
somewhere.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. Plug it up. Plug it up, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, right now, actually, me and Bryson Gray, it's actually his album called Maga Season.
Okay.
But I have a song on there called Make Families Great Again that I'm featured on.
Nice.
But that album itself is actually on the Billboard charts.
That's awesome.
So we have
Sweet.
a conservative
What?
album on the Billboard charts at 59.
What?
Top 100 when it comes to album sales.
Congrats, man.
Incredible.
That's-
Like zero promo, zero investment, just record in your home studio,
Yep.
mix it and put it out. So that's just a sign that we got some big stuff coming, that the movement is there, and that All it needed was some real, new, fresh, strong leaders,
Yep.
and I'm glad to fill that role.
Amen,
That's
brother.
awesome.
That's first of all, congratulations. That's awesome, and dude, to see that impact is unbelievable. So, would you attribute a lot of that success to your platform on TikTok? Because clearly, I mean, you started off just like, hey, I'll make a video. Like everybody on TikTok just starts like, I'll make a video and see what happens. You know what I mean? And seeing the level of success that you've had now, like, what ultimately flipped in your mind when TikTok came around? Because I'll be real with you, we avoided it like the plague for the longest time, and
I still kind of avoid it.
yeah, because it's like a 16-year-old little girl platform, right? And we were doing this show on YouTube and doing the Instagram thing, similar thing to you. We couldn't break. I mean, listen, I'm still at like 2,000 followers on Instagram, right? But somehow, whatever on TikTok. But the funny thing is, like, you jump on TikTok and it almost felt like we weren't being governed, like our information wasn't being governed, we weren't being silenced. I don't think China figured out what we were saying yet. So more people could get the message, you know what I mean? So what's your favorite thing about TikTok? Like, what is your favorite thing about being on that platform?
Favorite thing is the For You page, man. It's very unique. It's almost, it's great for introducing your content to a new audience.
Yep.
It's horrible for introducing your content to your followers. If that makes sense. Like,
Yes.
on Instagram, your followers are gonna see your content, so that's why people are encouraged to follow you. Like, you have no worries.
Yep.
But discovering new content is very horrible on Instagram. But on TikTok, new content, oh man, you see it all today. But your followers have to literally go to a separate page, which most of us don't do, which I hardly ever do.
Yep.
Sometimes it ends up over there. It's like, oh, that's the only time I really see any strong one video or any Kaylin video,
Yep.
just anybody else videos that I follow is when I accidentally get on the following page.
You almost have to not follow people
Yeah.
Exactly.
so that they'll show up in your For You page.
Yep.
Which I don't know why they do that. It's kind of stupid to me. I feel like it should show up on both pages, just period. But hopefully they fix that. But no, man, the biggest feature to me is the green screen, man. That has changed my entire ability when it comes to presenting information, man. Green screen picture and green screen video just completely transform what I can do.
Yep.
So I'm very appreciative to it because that's a feature that I don't think any other platform has right now.
Nope.
So, yeah, and that a lot of people get that. Well, when I start posting to Instagram, I got a lot of that. Like, man, your content is unique, and it's just the fact that I'm using a feature from TikTok. It's not that I'm doing anything different, but yeah, just having it up there. My friends always make fun of me and say, "Here's Topher pointing." It's like, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, as you can see,
Yep.
But yeah, so they can read along, and it helps, man, because you got auditory learners, you got visual learners, you got people that have learning disabilities, so they might not can hear what you're saying, but they can definitely read along with what you're doing or watch the video. So all that matters. So it definitely increases your reach and approach when it comes to news. So man, that's what I would say about TikTok.
That's awesome. So here's the thing: is you're an Intel guy. You've worked Intel for the longest time. Why haven't you abandoned TikTok? I mean, why haven't you run? The Chinese are spying on us right now, right? It's all over.
Man, I have this debate all. I'm dude. I cannot tell you how many tweets I get. You need to get off TikTok. TikTok is the devil. I'm like, bro,
it's the devil.
I worked in Intel. I'm gonna tell you right now. When we targeted people, we had to have so many checks and balances to even target people. Mm-hmm. And when we targeted people, we still had to have like multiple people just to target one person, because there's so much information that you got to sift through.
Yep.
If you believe the Chinese military is sitting there going through millions of TikTokers that's not posting anything valuable, you have lost your mind. They're not. There's not enough manpower to do that. And if they did do that, they had no other time to do anything else.
Yeah.
So this one I'm just looking at, like, it's not even logically sound or practical for them to even spy on that. Now, some precautions you can take, which I think the military has done, is don't use, smart devices that are connected to sensitive information.
Okay.
But another thing people complain about is, they can see your clipboard just like LinkedIn and other apps can do. So they're just mad because China is not American. It's like, wait a minute. So you're okay with being spied on, You just don't like being spied on by China.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Was
I don't know.
Patriot
I
Act?
don't trust the
Patriot
government.
Act?
Period. So
Amen.
it's just like I don't want either spying on me, but if that's not my biggest concern. It's always those people. It's like you really don't know anything about this, do you?
Yeah.
You're just hearing what people are saying and repeating and China this and China that. I'm like, look, man, if they want to copy what's on my clipboard, which is nothing but news articles in the first place, go ahead, man.
Amen.
Only thing TikTok asks you for, unless you verify your identity and age, is your phone number, email, and date of birth.
Yep.
There's no other personal information that's being released that you have to put on there.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you worried about? There's no social security, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what you're worried about. And I said,
frankly-
man, look, Cash App is more vulnerable
Yeah.
than TikTok, but
Yeah.
yet y'all still use Cash App. So it's just, to me, it's just one of those petty things. And of course they're gonna be petty because we saw what happened with India.
Mhm.
As soon as they got rid of TikTok, what happened? Facebook Reels, no, Instagram Reels
Yep.
come rolling out in India
Yeah.
because it's the same thing as TikTok. It's just becoming competition.
Yep.
TikTok's the fastest growing app I would have to say I've ever noticed in my life.
Yes.
It's like period.
Yes.
And that's bad news for people like Facebook and everything else.
Zuckerberg's
So
not a
it's
fan
like
of
they
that.
don't want that competition.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Frankly, the only people who need to be afraid of China spying is the Chinese people
You live here.
and the people of Hong Kong.
Yeah, possibly. So here's my other question too, because you hit on this. I'm a firm believer that this whole America was going to ban TikTok bullcrap as a Democrat tactic, and I'm going to tell you why. Because TikTok is, it's dominated by conservatives. Like conservatives have kind of taken over that platform, and I think that's the number one reason why there was the rumor mill and bullcrap going around that TikTok was going to get overthrown by America, even though Trump hasn't said word one about it or whatever. But I'm just convinced that BS has been coming up because Democrats are like, oh crap, this is a powerful outlet. They're seeing conservatives that happen to be black, like you and me, speaking out against the stupidity, killing this liberal logic and whatever, and they're kind of scared of that voice because it's hitting so many people and it's expanding so fast.
Yeah. So I made a video talking about it. It's like, yeah, man, we kicked the tail. Like if you look at Trump, and then you got like 5 billion views with his hashtag Trump 2020 got 3 billion views, whatever. Then you go to Biden and others, it's like 500,000. Bernie maxed out like 1 billion. So it's like, conservative Hype House is the biggest political account on there with 1.2 million followers.
Yep.
Some of the even bigger political people that literally just do politics and not like dance and try to give their opinion.
Sure.
Like real political pundits, like they're dominated by the conservatives.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's why I was like, this isn't something that I think Pompeo is being told from somebody that's sound, right? It's like if Trump knew, like someone told Trump, hey Trump, this platform allows conservatives to push the conservative movement, and you will get amazing, incredible love on there. Do you want to destroy this app? He was like, no. Why would he do that? He's getting so much hate on Twitter. I mean, Twitch done banned him. Reddit's banning some of the people that post this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, he's getting across the board. I mean, I think he got like a couple strikes with Twitter.
Yep.
And Facebook is looking to remove him, saying what businesses threaten to remove ads.
Yep.
If they don't remove Trump off the platform. Like this is next level insanity. Like we don't see what's going on here.
Yep. It's crazy.
So,
I mean, but here's the thing: is what happens when you get all the Republicans and conservatives off your platform. They're going to get blindsided every single time that we kick their ass. Pardon my French. You know what I mean? In these elections, because you got to think about it. Twitter. I think it's like 29% of Americans have a Twitter, but only 2% actively use it. So now that you have Parler, who people are jumping over to Parler, you've got people jumping over to TikTok. Mm-hmm. You've got almost this exodus. Trump is the Moses leading us out of the Egypt. You know what I mean? To the conservative promised land. What are they going to do when they have no intel or they have no concept of what actual Americans are thinking? Because to be honest with you, what I didn't realize jumping on TikTok was how massive the conservative movement was. One. Two, how many people have very similar thoughts on the things that we talk about on a regular basis. And three, I don't think that people understand flyover country. Like, you're from Mississippi. I grew up in Ohio, so I grew up in the cornfields of Ohio, you know what I mean? So I totally I get where you're coming from. He's more city than all of us. He's from Miami, so down here in Florida. But like,
yeah, man.
I don't think people in DC, New York, San Francisco, LA, Chicago have any concept of what actual America is. I don't think they have any concept of what our principles are or how we think.
No, they definitely don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Don Lemon last week.
Yeah, Don Lemon.
Jesus admittedly didn't live a perfect life. Jesus is quoted in the Bible as saying that he didn't live a perfect life. This guy has no idea what people believe.
Topher.
He does.
Topher, I don't get triggered, okay? I don't even get mad. I laugh. I mean, you see my content, I laugh my butt off at the stupidity that is liberal logic, right? I laugh at it every single day, right? But when you come after Jesus, then I get triggered. You start coming after Jesus and saying on national TV, well, it's not really national because nobody watches CNN anymore, but on national TV that Jesus admitted that he wasn't perfect. I'm like, dude, you've jumped the shark. You're done, Don. You're done. You're done.
yeah. Don, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah, man. That's insane, bro. And the crazy thing about it is he's allowed to say that without repercussions, right? There's just nothing happening to him. Like, imagine if he would have said that about Muhammad or anybody else. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be all kind of calls to get him canceled off the show and everything. I don't know if it's just us Christians.
It is.
That's just gone weak and just a lot of type of stuff that happen, or we just realized that we can't police that because God gives us the free will as well.
Yep.
So we're just gonna do it on our own as well. We're gonna make we're gonna keep pushing the truth out there.
Yeah.
So but it's one of those things like, man, they can see, they can slap us in the face. Same thing when they try to put a muzzle on Terry Crews.
Yep.
I was like, oh no, hush Terry, you don't know what you're talking about, Terry.
We just talk over you for the whole interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Terry, what? And I love Terry because when he kept getting talked over, he hit this move. He just folded things like. He's just like, I know what you're doing.
Yep.
I ain't gonna get mad. I'm just trying to have a good night.
Yep.
I'm gonna sit back.
Yep.
But yeah, man, mainstream media is the devil.
Yeah. That's true. The devil.
Water boy.
That's one of my favorite movies,
devil.
man. The devil.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's even all the information I present, which I really present facts. I'm not even really forming an opinion.
Yep.
I do have my opinions,
Sure.
and I try to reserve them for like conversations and stuff like that. But when I present something, and people read it, they still just don't get it. It's just like, nope, not registering. Nope, it's coming from a person that's a black person. Nope, it's just, it goes completely over their head, and I have no idea what to do at this point, but to continue just put the information out there, man.
You gotta shine light.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? Romans 1, it says that they suppress the truth of knowledge because at the end of the day, they love their sin more. It's like, how can you make it more obvious that Democrats hate black people? How much more obvious can you make it that Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with black lives whatsoever? Like, how much more obvious can you make it that they're fraudulently putting terrible numbers on the books for Corona and COVID 1984, whatever the heck this is? Because we live in the epicenter of it. We live the new epicenter for the second wave, whatever, in Florida, and we're just sitting around like, do you know anybody that has the disease? Like, we don't know anybody. Like, everybody's like, oh, Florida's burning and everybody's gonna die. It's like, I've known one person who got Corona, and they were over it in 2 days, and they were deadlifting 700 pounds the next day. Like, it didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely deadly to 80-year-olds, but the national life expectancy is 78. So your average death for Corona is 80, but the national life expectancy is 78. So how deadly is this thing? You know what I mean? But
I was talking to a guy today.
Yeah.
He's got a family member, a distant family member, who's in the hospital real sick with COVID. But it's not really COVID that's messing him up. It's the pneumonia he got after COVID that's messing him up.
Yep.
And that's the difference. Is
Corona, bro.
Yeah. It's always COVID. Let's be scared of COVID.
Well, yeah.
Let's be properly afraid.
Yeah.
And then but nobody takes into account all the other factors because nobody's presenting that information.
Yeah.
Except us. And you.
Yeah. Yeah, except us.
And to your point, it's like, how many times can we expose the truth before you see it? It's like, you're talking about Hillary Clinton in the intro. I was like, how much depravity can we show you about this person before you understand they're a psychopath? You know, and then you know, inversely, how much good can Donald Trump do before you realize that Orange Man not bad? You know, when are you going to wake up to this? You know what I mean? And it's almost like when guys like you and me and the mad scientists hop on, it's like cold water on their sensitivity, because they're like, oh, so somebody's just think like the herd, like what's going on, you know? And when you expose them with truth, it's so funny because you hit people with facts. Because what I've noticed, you probably noticed this, the moment that they realize that you're black and you start saying that you're not a victim and that you don't hate the white guy, you know, first of all, there's sheer shock and panic. They think that you hate your race for some reason. So clearly, Topher, I hate you, you hate me because we're black. You know, whatever.
I hate all y'all.
Internalized racism is real.
Oh yeah,
you know what?
And you've probably seen my videos, but when these jabronis come on here, I just ask them very basic questions. I'm like, okay, so how did the systematic racism stop you today? Crickets, and they disappear. It's all the jabronis we talked about that, you know, whatever. I just ask them very basic questions. If racism is so prevalent in America, how in the world are you actually succeeding? How are you doing what you do? You know, if it's a system, it should affect us all. We should all be, you know, we should all be in chains, right? Joe Biden said they're gonna put us all back in chains. I'm still waiting for my chains to show up, you know, but it's come in the form of stupid masks. But that's another story for another time. But really, where's it at? Where's the proof? You can't just say things and it not be true. I could say, bro, I've got a 6-pack all day, but listen, y'all can see the truth. Y'all can see it. It ain't true. So yeah. I mean, it's to me, it's humorous. I bet you get a kick out of it too online, man.
Yeah, man. Just, you know, man. I get videos made about me. I know you've seen the videos, the Domino Spirit and all those guys,
yep.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Eventually got to the point, and just to kind of explain the Santa, the Blanta thing,
yes,
right?
I want to know about this.
So the reason why I started this is just because of that, right? I got so much hate and things like that, and I started to realize, like, why am I allowing these people to come into my mental home,
yep,
and just cause a ruckus?
Yep.
It's like you got to start thinking about your mentality as like your physical home.
Yep.
Because if someone came into my house physically and started cussing me out and calling me a traitor, no, they wouldn't last 1 second in my house before I punch them.
Bye-bye.
Probably like karate chop them in the esophagus and then roll them out the door.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so I had to learn that I need to do that even on my TikToks and all my other pages. Like, it's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of being smart.
Yep.
You have to protect your mental. Otherwise, like you're saying, people steal and mess you up. So when I started blocking people and all that stuff, it's like, man, let me get all this negative energy out the way.
Yep.
And then I was like, man, it still kind of affected me. So I started the whole Christmas in July.
Yep.
Like I said, growing up, I heard this all the time, the expression, it's like Christmas in July. I was like, what the heck does that even mean? Until eventually I was like, let's just make Christmas in July. Why not? Pandemic 2020 hasn't made sense so far. Why not just celebrate Christmas in July?
Merry Christmas, bro.
And so I put up my tree, threw on my hat July 1st, and I said, yeah, let's do it. And
Amen.
I've gotten so many messages from people saying, like, you have blessed me. You have lifted my spirits.
Yep.
You have just put a smile on my face every day.
Yep. And
so me doing that, you know, just taking me to my favorite holiday, which is Christmas, because it's about love, peace, joy, happiness, togetherness, unity. Of course, you know, the reason for the season, Jesus. But it just allows me to just go to a happy place. I mean, anytime you hear Christmas music, you don't ever think anything bad. You immediately just go to just like you getting your Carlton on and just laughing.
Unless it's Baby It's Cold Outside.
Baby,
and
it's
then
cold
we
outside.
gotta fight
Ooh,
the patriarchy.
That's sensitive.
I made a song about it, so F them. I made a video. That's one of my favorite songs. You are not about to mess up one of my favorite songs. I said, I'm sorry that back in the day, your parents actually worried if you didn't come home, and that they actually cared about you having sex before marriage. I'm sorry. That's what that song was about, and the behaviors they had. So yeah, but you know, we don't see that today. But yeah, man. So that's why I did the videos, and it's been fun, man. I even had Santa Claus himself is on TikTok, and he followed me and liked one of my videos, and I was like, man,
that's great.
the real Santa.
The real.
You know.
Hell
And
yeah.
so it's funny though, because even doing all this, a lot of people's like, "Man, you make a really great Black Santa Claus." So I was like, "Let me do this whole Blanta thing." And
Nice.
I've been making jokes like this, like, "Blanta, what you gonna give me?" I said, "Well, Santa is the one who got all the presents and money. Blanta got like horrible credit, and he just here trying to make he just here to make people laugh." So I'm just getting a kick out of it, man. Just
Yes.
having a good time, and it's been a awesome experience. So
That's awesome.
everyone's like, I really hate to see Christmas in July end. Are we gonna see Blanta in August? I'm like, nah. We got y'all gotta wait till November. November
Amen.
at the earliest.
Amen.
We get back to it, but it's been a very awesome, man.
So
That's cool.
speaking of joy, man. Obviously, you were at the Trump rally in Tulsa. You were blowing up everywhere. You know, everybody was tagging. Hey, I saw Topher up in the house, man. Tell us about that experience, man. Tell us about the rally and tell us because you're in Mississippi right now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How far of the drive was that for you, and how was the experience?
The drive is 8 hours, so
Okay.
8 hours to Tulsa. So not too bad because
Okay.
I usually drive to Fort Gordon or at least Augusta, Georgia, which is 7 hours
Okay.
from where I'm at, straight down 20. But I decided to go up there this time. I was gonna fly. I saw the ticket was like $1,000 some. Nope, I don't have that type of pockets. Once again, I'm Blanter, remember? So I was like, let me do something different, and so let me drive. So I drove 4 hours the first night, spent the night, got up, drove the rest in the morning, and kind of did 8 hours the full ride back on Sunday.
Nice.
But man, drove up there, got there, I was super excited, and got to the rally. And first thing I got, to be honest, was food. Like, let me get something in my system. I know we're gonna be here for a while. I don't want to be smacking when people trying to take photos.
Yeah.
So let me get all the eating out the
Yep,
way from
yep,
the
yep.
jump. Stopped by the food stand. While I was in the food line, I probably had 4 or 5 people come up and say, "Hey, you that dude from TikTok?" Like, yeah, I'm that dude from TikTok.
That's awesome.
Let's get a picture.
That's awesome.
So I had young folks come up, man. Talked to some older people, individuals,
Yep.
and I had a couple people that was there just doing interviews. I probably had like 4 like news related media give me interviews
That's
on the way into the rally.
That's
Like
right.
I went to get the ticket. It was free, by the way. A lot of people saying how much it was a free event.
That's awesome.
But the news station got me. Stopped by somewhere else that was partnered with not Creflo Dollar, but Kenneth Copeland, I
Okay.
think,
Chemical.
Ministries.
Okay.
Someone from there was there, so they asked me my opinion, and someone else asked me my opinion. Someone from Breitbart was there,
Nice.
asked me my opinion. So all that. I think it was asking me because obviously I'm willing to talk,
Yeah.
and 2, it was the weekend of Juneteenth. So yeah, that was like, how do you feel
Oh.
being a Black person here while Trump is in Tulsa? I was like, what does Trump have to do with Tulsa, Oklahoma? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like he wasn't there. He didn't bomb Black Wall Street. Why is that a bad idea?
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
I think it's great, you know.
Yep.
But so got to the rally, man. Got inside, did all the live interviews and going live stream. Finally got inside and met the Money Felder. You know who the Money
Yes.
Felder is.
Yep. Yep. Hey, dude, is he as big as he looks? Is he jacked?
And yeah, he come walking like that too. Hey man, hey.
Yeah. Nice.
I was like,
Nice.
dude, you way too big to be smiling like that. Man. It's a Dolly Giant coming down. Like, dude, chill out. But yeah, so he met up with him. Really cool cat.
Great.
Me and him gonna be working together doing some stuff, man.
Nice.
I mean, the dude is knowledgeable, man.
Yes.
That's why I always, when I get a chance to talk to people like you, Matt, or anybody like that, that's just got this storage space of just true facts and everything in between, man. I was like, let me just sit down for a second and just take it all in.
Yep.
But talk to some people, young people. The best thing to me was I had like an 8-year-old come up, like walk past me, recognize who I was. I'm like, I talk about politics. Like, why do you know who I am?
That's
It's
awesome,
like-
man. That's
But
awesome.
he
But
is
he
an
comes
8-year-old
up, he's
kid
like-
at a Trump rally, so
It's just like he walks by, he's like, "Oh my God, Dad, take a picture." His dad just like, it's like, okay, cool. I don't think his dad knew who I was,
Sure.
but he knew. I was like, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I took a picture with the little kid,
Yeah.
and it's just like, man, this is. I wasn't even that famous yet. I think I had 300,000 at the time,
You
maybe.
blew up after that, though. Man. You exploded.
But I exploded all of a sudden.
Yep.
But I went there, had fun. Trump, everybody came out. Diamond and Silk spoke.
Nice.
Everybody spoke. His son-in-law and everybody spoke. it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, the atmosphere was just American as it get, man. Like every once in a while you hear that USA, USA,
Yeah.
you, dude. It's so much hate just for the country itself
Hmm.
that you forget how beautiful and glorious it is,
Amen.
and just the pure joy you get from someone saying, "I'm
Amen.
proud to be part of the USA."
Amen.
So being in that atmosphere just re-energized the battery,
Yep.
and just just focus my job and work a little bit more, and it was fun. I had fun with my one of the people that sat next to me. She created a TikTok because of me, so she was next to me. And yeah, man, Trump came out and gave the longest speech ever. Everyone was like, "Why?" It's an hour and a half speech. I have no idea why,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that's what ended up happening, man. So yeah, it's Tulsa was really cool. I enjoyed Tulsa, and I want to go to more. People kept asking me, "Are you coming down here? Coming down here?" I was like, I feel like if I go next time, I'm just there to probably be like on shore and just out there asking questions,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do you feel or something like that. I don't think I will have to go experience it anymore because I've done that
Yep.
part. But I think just being around other like-minded individuals is cool, man. And then all the pictures I post, everyone like, all I saw was white people. Where the black people? I'm like, I'm not gonna go to a rally. First of all, this ain't my pictures. These pictures people tag me in. I'm not gonna go to a rally just to take pictures with the black people just to
Yeah.
prove that Trump has
Yeah.
black Trump supporters. I'm like, that's very stupid.
But you
man.
can see it on TV.
Like,
You could see it
yeah,
on TV, man. Like I kept pointing that to my wife. I'm like, a lot of black people in there, a lot of Hispanic people in there. Like what? I thought it was Tulsa. I thought it was only white people there. So. But yeah, go ahead, man.
so no, that's just my point, man. I get tired of that. It's like, man, look, it don't matter what we say. It's
Yep.
like you said earlier. It's like, when does he have to do enough to be enough, right?
Yep.
He does all this good and it still ain't good enough. He's racist, but he does all this good.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not racist. I'm like, well, if he's racist and he's doing all this, I don't care if he's racist at this point.
Yep.
he can be racist.
I want
If
all that
I
racism.
thought, from what I was taught in school, a racist was a person that prevented you from excelling in life, that wreaked havoc upon your peace and your abode and everything else. He ain't done none of that, so he actually makes it better for us. So if he's a racist for doing that, by all means, let him be a racist.
Yeah.
Trump, keep being a racist.
Amen.
But I feel like it's against maybe other races versus black. They just might have got it mixed up.
True.
But yeah, man. So it just blows my mind that people still out here saying retarded stuff, and it's like, all right, man. If you want to be a sheep all your life,
Yep.
by all means,
Yeah. I always
So
say
yeah,
sheep-
so it's
I always say sheep
yeah.
got a sheep.
So that
man.
was my experience.
Sheeple got a sheep, brother. Sheeple got a sheep. So two super pressing questions I've got to get with our audience that's on here right now. One, when are you going to be in Uncle Tom 2? And two, what did you think of Uncle Tom the documentary, man? What'd you think?
Oh, those are good questions. Probably so. I had to reach out to Larry Elder,
Yeah.
executive produced it,
Beast.
and see if he possibly bring me on there. I feel like I'm in the circle now. I feel like
You better
know
be.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been around the money. I've been on the round table with ABL and Brandon Tatum.
Yep, I saw that.
So I feel like I'm in there. And also Bryson, and I'm cool with Bryson, who
Yep.
was in Uncle Tom as well as Joel Patrick. But I think they should definitely add us and Hodge twins and those type of people
Oh yeah.
next time, man. Just for the fun side. Uncle Tom, to me, I gained a new level of respect for Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yep.
Like, I did not know. Like, I kind of watched this stuff and kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But when I realized that he actually was there, like, protesting and following Jesse Jackson,
Yep.
until he started realizing like he was full of crap,
Yep.
and then he decided to speak out.
Yep.
And he's been speaking out since then.
Yep.
So people like that, with Alan B. West, of course,
Yep.
and just others in there, man. I was just like, man, this is amazing,
Yep.
I forgot the guy's name, but the one who was talking about the engineering job.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yep.
instead of just sitting back and blaming my color, I just really asked the boss, instead of assuming, right? Instead of assuming it's because I'm black, that's why I'm not getting the promotion. Let me go ask why.
Mhm.
He went and asked. They said, hey, it's because you don't have a master's degree.
Yep.
Oh, so let me go get my master's. Got his master's. Next thing you know, he's up for the position. It's like,
What a
we
novel
don't-
concept.
Yeah. Herman Cain.
No.
But yeah, Herman Cain.
You know.
Herman Cain. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Herman Cain, all of them, bro. It's just, man. And shout out to Herman Cain. I pray that he's well, because he just had COVID, got a
Yep.
case of COVID
Yep.
last week, I believe. But man, just watching the documentary was just cool. The fact that it was independently produced,
Yep.
and so I supported it. I bought a rental for a couple people.
Yep.
So I sent them $20. I was like, hey, you need to watch this. Here's $20.
Yep.
You know, I encourage people to do the same as well.
Yep.
People gave me feedback saying, hey man, that was one of the best things I've seen in a long time, and it just gives you a perspective of America through a conservative lens. Like Thomas Sowell always says, it's like for so long we've had the liberals be our mouthpieces. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff and policies we pushed for, it wasn't we that pushed for it. It was you all saying that that's what we needed.
Yep.
And so shout out to him and Walter Williams and Shelby Steele for doing what they're doing.
Yep.
And special shout out to Candace O
Yep.
for just ripping a new booty hole in anybody that comes across. She is just a beast, bro. Like,
Yes.
and I say this because a year or two ago she wasn't this adept in when it comes to knowledge and
Yep.
everything. She wasn't.
Yep.
She was kind of like, I believe in conservative because I believe that's true. Like
Yep.
she was doing those type of arguments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just believe it's right and wrong, you know. Now she's like quoting everybody down, quoting studies, pointing to this, and just going off the cuff,
Yep.
man, and killing it. And I was like, I couldn't be more proud, man. And I'm glad she's on our side
Yep.
because,
Yep.
yeah, if she was on the opposite side, that'd be a very dangerous opponent. So shout out to Candace O
Yeah.
and everything she's doing, and the whole Blexit movement in general.
Blexit, baby. I love it, man. I think, to your point, I don't know how intense most of us were, because I'll be honest with you, when I was watching Uncle Tom, the whole opening segment I related to. I voted for Obama two times. I wanted Obama to win because I wanted to prove to my kids that a black man could become the president of the United States. And then once that happened, and then he gets a second term, I'm like, what can you say? You can't say America's racist anymore. You can't say that the opportunity is taken away from you. And for me, I kind of had my turn, my epiphany, to realize that I was a conservative halfway through Obama's second term. I had moved from Florida to Los Angeles. I coached at UCLA for a couple of years. And I realized quickly when I moved out to California that I was not a Democrat at all. I was like, these people are psychos. And, a lot of this stuff is coming out now because they, sex traffic kids and do all this weird stuff that's out there, Wayfair and whatnot. But long story short is, I was like, I definitely am not these people. So when I moved back to Florida, I moved back thinking, I was like, well, maybe I'm not a Democrat, maybe I'm an independent. And I remember Neil Bortz coming on the radio and just challenging me every day as I'm driving into work. And I got so pissed off at him. I was like, you racist white guy, I can't believe you're saying that about black people. I'm oppressed. I'm oppressed. And he kept saying, he's like, Obama's a second term president. If you're oppressed, how in the world did he get voted in? 75% of his voting base was white. And I'm like, oh yeah. That's different.
You're still racist, though.
Yeah, you're still racist. And then, like, every day, he kept breaking me down. And he wasn't even talking to me. He was pissing everybody else off on the radio, kind of like Jesse Lee Peterson does every single day. And I'm sitting there like, I can't rebut this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Holy crap. I'm a follower of Christ. Oh, jeez. I do love the Constitution. Am I a Republican? And I won't say it because I'll never admit to it. But I'm definitely a conservative. You know what I mean? And I think when this whole thing started, especially the Trump train, because when we first started this podcast, it was like right after. Was it right after Trump got voted in? Was it right after?
No, because it was 2 years.
Okay, a couple years in. So they were still on that orange man bad, he's a racist bullcrap when we started. But I noticed, like, when we started this podcast, when we started started TikTok, all my beliefs got challenged every single day. So it's like, people like Candace Owen, people like you, people like myself, that may have been like, we just have a conviction because of our personal beliefs and principles. Now we've been sharpened so much because we're getting attacked. It's almost like they're just sharpening our stick. It's the fire refining the gold, to the point where it's like, I can go toe to toe with anybody on this, because I'm like, I get it every single day. I get told about Uncle Tom. I hate my race. I'm evil. I'm backwater. I'm not educated. I made a video. I don't know if you saw that one, but the guy's like, "You're just not educated." And I put both of my degrees, my undergraduate and master's degree, up on the and I'm like, I put the Vince McMahon "No Chance in Hell" song, on there. I was like, I'm educated. Sorry, you know what I mean? And it pisses people off, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you can't put me in the box of some hillbilly dumbass. Pardon my French, but like, you can't do that. because I'm an educated guy. This guy's an educated. He puts all this technology stuff together. I'm literally watching him, thinking this is like Chinese or Greek. I don't understand how we're even talking to each other. Does that make sense? I think this is like smoke signals, and like Zeus has pointed the stars the right way so we can see each other. But like that's the thing about this whole scenario is I think the hate, the quote unquote hate. At first it bothered me, but now I kind of embrace it. I like it. It's so weird. I'm like sadistic like that. I'm just like, well, the Bible says that they're going to hate me for following Christ because they hated him first. So if I stand on principles and I start following what Christ's example, that should bleed over into my political beliefs, which it does. Because I'm not into killing and murdering babies. I'm not into sex trafficking. I'm not into crippling people by Marxist thought processes and communism and socialism. I can't stand for that being a follower of Christ, and that hate has almost refined me and refined you and refined the Candace Owens to the point where it's like those idiots are making us stronger. The best thing they can do is leave us alone. Right?
Right.
But they keep attacking us and they just make us better. So like every morning I wake up, I'm like, TikTok, let's go to work, but like I'm ready to kick somebody's face in, so I'm always on the defense, but I'm sure you relate to that like every single day. So
yeah, man.
What do you think the biggest? Because we're coming up on an hour, man, and I want to get Q&A from our guys real quick. Give them 5 minutes to do Q&A with the man, the myth, the legend. But what do you think the biggest threat to America is right now in 2020, in your opinion? What do you think is the thing that's going to challenge us the most or threaten us the most, as a republic, in your opinion?
I would just say misinformation, man. I think as a republic, I think that's what's gonna, besides Marxism, like besides the whole socialist movement, that's really gonna try to overthrow us. But that's only because they've been miseducated and they've been tricked into thinking something is what it's not. But to the republic, I think misinformation. But it just shows that what happens. When you get out of God's design and order, right? It was meant to be God, husband, wife, kids.
Yep.
Because we have destroyed the traditional family.
Yep.
We are seeing things go out of whack, right? 100%. So now we got women, and it's by design. If you go back and look who they're putting out as the leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement, they're not even putting men in the pictures. Period. Nope. They're putting women and children. Yep. This is out of order by design. The devil knows this. Of course we can talk about this and that, and he's using people and confusing people, but this is by design. They want that way so we can confuse and come on, man. They know if you remove the man, the powerhouse, the one that's gonna lead, who's a natural born leader, is kind of what we're meant to do. You can
misogynist.
They can't. It's not just.
Go ahead.
It's not just that. It's that. This is. The manless society is the picture of the black community.
Which is sad.
And so they can't. They've got to perpetuate that.
You racist, you can't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Racist. All right.
Alt-right Nazi. No, I got you, man.
But it's they have to perpetuate that. They have to perpetuate that being the picture of the black community, because that will keep them in grievance. In perpetuity forever.
And it's Whitey's fault, even though they've taken the man out of the house. And to your point, I think you hit it perfectly from a biblical standpoint. God is first, right? It's God. Then if it's going to controversial, the husband, leader of that household, is supposed to treat the wife like Christ treats the church. Then we got the wife, and then we got the kids. And what's funny is, to your point, they've usurped it and flipped the idea. Because think about it. What's the number one thing right now? Well, we got to think about the kids. We got to think about the kids, man. And right now, a lot of the
youth that are. It's the youth that are going to drive politics, and
the kids. Statistically, kids are pretty much immune from the coronavirus thing. But think about it: college football. They don't want us to have college football right now. Are you a State guy or are you an Ole Miss guy?
Oh man, come on, bro! Don't even do me like that.
I'm just asking a question. Baby.
I'm a State guy.
Okay, hey, listen, go Dogs. Go Dogs. I mean, listen, man. But like, think about it. They're trying to keep college football away because the moment that college football happens, we're all gonna not give a rat's butt. I mean, especially in the South, you know this. This is it's
Nope.
Jesus and then college football. Like that's how it goes. So
Yeah.
they're gonna stop us from doing that. But the way that they're keeping it is like, well, we got to watch out for the kids. None of these kids are dying from this.
Yeah.
And then it goes to women because, to your point, they're putting women in power structures because if we attack those ideas, well, you're misogynistic. You are a sexist, chauvinistic pig for attacking these ideas. And then we get rid of the black man altogether, and we get him hooked on whatever stupidity that's out there. Then that's where we're at right now. And then God, who's that guy? You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
Right.
so, God,
Yeah.
principles, like, you know, it's crazy, man. But you hit it right in the park, man. And I appreciate your insight on this, man. And really, honest to God, dude, I think, dude, thank you for being on our program, man. Because you've, dude, everybody is blowing it up right now. We're loving it, man. They're loving everything that's going on. They've said that you are on the nice list because of your Santa hat. They're saying that as well on the comment feed and stuff like that, man. But, dude, you got any closing thoughts you have for our audience, or any closing thoughts or anything like that for us, man? Because we've really appreciated you being on the show, man.
Yeah, man. All I can tell you, if you're listening out there, just, you know, try to enjoy life and try to affect what's around you, right? So sometimes we try to save the world, and we can't even save the person that's drowning right next to us.
Yep.
And until you start saving the person next to you, you won't even understand what it takes to actually save the world. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I have someone asked me earlier. I have a cousin who I really didn't know about what happened with him, but he is a victim of true criminal injustice, right? True criminal injustice, like shady cops, shady DAs who has a pattern of this behavior, and I need to fight that system, and I'm gonna speak out for him on his behalf, and I have to start with those people around me to show, you know, just start there, build your confidence up, go to the next level. But if you're gonna do anything with politics or in life, try to find out what your purpose is, man. You know, I feel like so often we get lost in this, what we gotta do, what's cool, what's trendy, that we really don't understand who we are. And the reason why I'm so successful what I'm doing right now is not because how much I know. It's not because of my smile, you know, I got a missing tooth and all. It's not because of the Santa hat, you know. It's because I'm walking in my purpose. And my purpose is to stir people up. You know, I feel like I have the spirit of the evangelist on me. So the spirit of the evangelist goes to and from speaking truths. And my truths are the facts that I present. And I present it in such a way that, you know, because of my upbringing, I can speak to the common person. You know, I'm not out here speaking with the 8-letter words and confusing people and they get lost. And 2 minutes in, I'm speaking just everyday language, breaking it down for everyone to understand and digest. So find out what your purpose is, man, and however you can. And a lot of people say, well, I know what I'm passionate about. Sometimes that's a signal, but also another way to look at what your purpose is what you can't stand seeing happen, right? So for me, I can't stand seeing misinformation happen. Like that, to me, just seeing someone blatantly lie and manipulate data is like up here. You know, when it comes to order of things. So that tells me my purpose is also to fight against that. So look at what really ticks you off. Because, you know, if I see a handicapped person or this and that, it doesn't tick me off to go do 8 years in medical school and become a doctor. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't tick me off like that. But what really ticks me off is the fact of misinformation. So find out what really ticks you off and also find out what you're passionate about. And you can use both, then you're really going to excel. So like I said, I'm super passionate about music, but I'm really ticked off about misinformation. But it's cool when you can put the truth into music and push them both. So that's just my nugget I want to leave you guys. And yeah, it was fun being part of Plausible Foolishness.
Hey,
Matt, you've been amazing, even though, you know, he didn't really get to talk much. It's cool, man. I understand.
Sorry.
I see the virtual muzzle that Ray has put
I'm
on.
sorry.
So, I get it.
He's the plausible. Or sorry, I'm the plausible. He's the foolish.
I'm the foolishness, man. I'm the foolishness of the show. You know, listen. I'm just the comic relief. He's the brains of this operation, man. So it's all good. Hey, Topher, where can they follow you? Where can they follow you everywhere so people can follow you and take part of your great content, man?
Just Topher Town Music, man. Follow me on any social media platform, or if you want to go to my website, it's tophertown.com.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can find all my social media link there as far as my podcast that I've been a part of, news articles, music, all that jazz. And if you want to support the Funly, you can go there and support the Funly too, because I'm trying to become a full content creator,
Nice.
which I may be able to do that next month. So,
That's
it's
awesome.
been a
Awesome.
blessing to do that, man.
That's exciting, man. Congratulations, man. Thank you again for being on our show, man. This has been the best guest we've had. You've climbed the mountaintop here at Plausible Foolishness, man, and we appreciate you for being on the show. And thank you for taking your time, man. And I'll hit you up here probably tonight later on. And thank you so much for everything that's been going on with you, man. Seriously.
We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
You the
I
man.
appreciate it, fellas.
Topher. Nice. It was Topher Music. It was on Plausible Foolishness. Is real. Black Santa Claus is in the house. It's beautiful. It has been great. Thank you so much, Topher. Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
All
See
right,
ya.
man. Peace out, y'all.
Take care. Nice. All right.
All right. Our video is out because it's tied to the Skype channel,
Okay.
so
fine.
that's annoying. But hey, thank you all for watching.
Yep.
We appreciate you. Thank
you
you
so
for all
much.
the gifted subs. This Ghost and Dusty Joe. You guys are awesome.
Should we hop on for 20 more minutes for these guys? Should we hop back on for them? What do you think?
I mean, we can.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's hop off. We'll hop back on for like 20 minutes for the guys, and then you can do Q&A. So if you're watching us live, just check us out here in about 2 minutes, and we will come back complicated. Leave us alone, Bobby. Leave us alone, Bobby. We'll hop back on in about 2 minutes. We'll go live, man, and we'll go from there. We'll see
All
you guys
right.
in a second.
Peace.